Hi, everybody.
Hello?
Welcome to Super Breakfast Friends Club.
I'm sorry.
I'm Mike.
I'm not.
We're just blasting through this opening. How are you doing, Mel?
I'm better. I think my heartburn's finally stopped.
Good. I told you it would.
Yeah, that was like a week of madness.
Yeah, that's how it gets you.
Yeah.
I've just been cold. I've had a week of cold.
Have you considered putting clothes on?
You know, you're not the first to suggest it. But like I told my mailman, my house, my rules.
Well, when you're gonna invite him into your house, I just feel like, maybe. I don't know, the kindness of your heart.
I didn't invite him in.
Just woke up and he was there.
I just answered the door.
That's not a funny bit, Mike.
The joke was that I answered the door naked.
I know what it was.
Okay.
That's not as funny. Everybody sees that coming, just like your ding-dong, because you don't have pants on.
You wish. Then I'd be in jail, just like you want.
Finally, an end to the madness.
Play the theme song! What? Whose birthday is it?
Donkey Kong!
Well, I guess it's not exactly, but it is the birthday of Donkey Kong Country, so I guess it's Diddy Kong's birthday.
Donkey Kong!
He's the leader of the bunch!
You Donkey Kong?
That's the one.
I'm sorry.
Put him in the showcase.
Yeah, I had to force myself to get through it and record this episode because it's my favorite show.
You had to force yourself through your favorite show.
I meant through the pain of existence.
Oh, I see. Okay. I get you now.
I got tricked into going to a party last night. I'm still recovering.
Well, we watched another episode of Donkey Kong Country, the TV show. This one was called Booty and the Beast.
I couldn't remember if Donkey Kong has always been one long episode or if it's two mini episodes stuck together.
No, this one's always been one long episode.
Okay. It felt like it should have been two.
It did feel like it was two, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, this one was written by Nadine Vanderveld, who also wrote Bad Hair Day, which I think was the first one we looked at.
I think so, yeah.
And this aired in France on October 9th, 1996, and in America on September 13th, 1998. I forgot how much of a gap there was between the French and US airings.
Yeah. Well, they had to completely reconstruct it.
Well, what's wild is that these were written in English, but the English version didn't come out until like 2 years later. But yeah, I think we're still in the period where they were working off of the already completed storyboards of the French, the original French writers. So
Yeah, and they were all terrible.
yeah, this was the third episode they produced, but it was the sixth episode that got aired in America. Which means that some of the new characters who were introduced in this episode had already been seen in other episodes if you were watching in the US.
Okay.
Which I'm sure was very confusing.
Yeah, but this show in general is confusing.
Yeah, that's true. This episode draws a lot from Donkey Kong Country 2's pirate theming. There's a lot of pirates in this episode.
It started off so good and
Right.
immediately went to shit.
So we open on a pirate ship, and there's a captain of the ship singing a song called Pirate Scorn.
When I was a young lad, my father said to me, Ireland and here and learn some pirate history. Once a fearsome pirate ruled the seven seas. He was your great-great-great-grandpappy, Kaptain Skurvy. He told me tall tales of his ill-begotten gains, but the greatest treasure of them all still haunts me to this day. I'll make you swap the deck and then I'll throw you in the brig. I swear I'll make you walk the plank to right the wrong you did. The day you mess with scurvy, all you wish you'll ever mourn. When the coconut is mine, then you'll feel his pirate sword.
And I really liked this song.
It was the best song that they've had in this show.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's a sea shanty.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go wrong with like it was like sea shanty meets Irish drinking song, right?
Yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Kaptain Skurvy is the name of the captain, and he is played by Ron Rubin, who is known for playing Artemis in Sailor Moon, a bunch of characters in the US version of the Mr. Men cartoon, including Mr. Happy and Mr. Nosy.
Wow.
And he was Morph in the 90s X-Men cartoon and Vision in the 90s Avengers cartoon, neither of which I've seen.
No, me neither.
Skurvy looks a lot like Cannon from Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah.
The big guy who just holds a cannon and fires it at you.
And he does just that in this very show.
He does. It's probably not a coincidence, but I don't know why they changed his name if it is supposed to be. I don't think it's a coincidence because I looked at the model for Cannon and it's like the same belt, the same boots. He's even got the like earring, the big hoop earring.
Uh-huh.
His color is slightly different, but I think it was intentionally supposed to be Cannon, but I don't know why they renamed him. Maybe they didn't know what Cannon's name was, so they just made one up.
Maybe.
His model is a recolor of Clump's model, though. I don't think was Clump. No, Clump was in this episode.
Yeah, he got shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, he did. In fact, all three of these pirates are edited models of other characters. And that's most visible with the one that is an edit of K. Rool.
Yeah.
He's just K. Rool with a brighter skin color and a hat on.
Listen, we can't afford new models.
No, I know.
You kidding me?
It's kind of impressive how well they were able to stretch the models to make these new characters. And weird that the only one who does have a bespoke, full, unique model is the parrot.
Yeah.
Who does the least, I think.
Were they planning on, at some point in the future, needing a parrot?
The parrot does appear in other episodes.
Oh, of course he does.
But I don't know. So yeah, Skurvy in his song tells us that his great-great-great-grandfather was, I guess, the original owner of the crystal coconut, or he found the crystal coconut.
Yes.
And he stashed it in the eye of Inca Dinka Doo.
It was his buried treasure.
So Inca Dinka Doo is something that doesn't make a damn bit of sense to us.
You mean it makes sense to someone?
Yeah, it's something that's going to come up in a future episode.
Oh no.
But I looked into it, and if you watched that episode first, it wouldn't make any sense because the parrot from this episode is in that episode. And they're like, he's betrayed Kaptain Skurvy. So you're supposed to already know who Kaptain Skurvy is.
Okay.
But for this episode, you're supposed to already know who Inca Dinka Doo is. So it's just a loop. No matter which episode you watch first, you're going to be confused about something. But we'll talk about Inca Dinka Doo when we watch the episode that introduces Inca Dinka Doo.
Okay. Was there a reason you picked this episode, or is it just next?
It's just next. Yeah, nothing, no special reason.
Okay. The whole time I was on alert, but I was left wanting.
No, it's just the next episode that introduces recurring characters, that's all.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it isn't clear in the song, from the way the song describes it, it sounds like Donkey Kong just kind of accidentally happened across the crystal coconut.
Was it Donkey Kong? I thought they were talking about Cranky Kong.
Also unclear. I assumed Donkey Kong because of the way he described him as like a bumbling idiot.
Yeah, well, Cranky Kong was Donkey Kong at one point.
That's true. I don't know if it's true in this show, though. In the lore of this show, was Cranky Kong... I guess we saw him aged down, didn't we? And it was using Donkey Kong's model.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that weird episode.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, Skurvy wants the crystal coconut back.
Well, because when Skurvy confronts Cranky Kong, like, they have a history.
Yeah, but he has a history with DK as well, it seems like. They all seem to know each other.
No, so the thing about that confused me is, like, it didn't really seem like he knew Donkey Kong, but he did know his name somehow.
Okay. I took it as they all kind of knew each other somehow.
I don't know. Because, well, they couldn't have, though, because apparently Skurvy was trapped on a desert island for a while.
Yeah, but they didn't say how long.
It's only been about a week.
Like, it could have been Donkey Kong himself that trapped him there earlier this month. There's no specifics.
It's very unclear.
Yeah, Cranky's at home and he's bored and wishing someone would visit. And then a cannonball visits.
No one calls me, no one comes to visit. Cool.
Yeah, a pirate's visit.
It caught me off guard and made me laugh. I like just the suddenness of this cannonball coming through his door. So here's a good time to talk about Skurvy's henchmen, because this is the first time they have lines.
Uh-huh.
Their names are Cutlass and Green Kroc, apparently.
I was gonna say Cutlass and Douglas.
That would have been better. Their names are never said in this episode. I don't know if they're said in later episodes, because to me, Green Kroc does not sound like an official name.
Mm-mm.
But that's what the wiki said his name is. Can you guess which one is which?
I would assume that Green Kroc is the green one.
You have assumed incorrectly.
No!
Green Kroc is the black one.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think they just accidentally switched the names at the last second?
Maybe. Apparently there are a couple parts in this episode where their voices are reversed, but I didn't notice.
So then we really have no idea who's who.
No, the wiki very specifically said that Green Kroc is the black one.
I don't trust a fan wiki.
All right. Well,
I've seen what they get up to.
That's the information I got. The wiki also said that one of them speaks in a French accent and one of them speaks in an Italian accent, which I did not notice going on here.
No.
So maybe that's
me
something
neither.
that gets decided in a later episode.
Oh, that's right. If they come back in later episodes, I guess.
There's more chances for their names to be said, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
There's even, I guess, a chance that Green Kroc will become green in a later episode, I guess.
They'll gaslight us all.
So Cutlass was the name of an enemy in Donkey Kong Country 2, but this is not what Cutlass in the game looks like.
No.
In the game, Cutlass is the little crocodile with the big two swords who just kind of like swings them at you.
Would you say that they were cutlasses?
I believe they might be.
I think that's exactly why he's called Cutlass.
Yeah, this Cutlass is very clearly an edited K. Rool model, and Green Kroc is an edit of the random critters that work for K. Rool in some episodes. Isn't it funny how every now and then K. Rool has a full army and every now and then he has one guy?
Yeah. Sometimes two.
Yeah. Who's the one that was missing? Is it Crunch in this episode?
I was thinking the big blue one. Whose name I never remember.
It's not Crunch. Is it Crusher? I think his name's Crusher.
I think it's Crusher.
He's my favorite. I'm sad he wasn't in this one.
Yeah.
Green Kroc is played by Richard Newman, who we know as Pyron in Darkstalkers and Mr. Big in Video Power.
Okay.
And Cutlass is played by John Stocker, who we know as Toad in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh, yeah. That grating, nasty voice.
Yeah. And then we've got Polly Roger, Cutlass's parrot,
Okay.
who's played by Rick Jones, who didn't have really much that I recognized. Apparently he played Anastasia's dad in the movie Anastasia. He's in like one scene, I think, at the beginning.
Right. I didn't even remember she had a dad.
Everyone has a dad.
That's not true.
Well, biologically, it's true.
That's not true either.
He also played Polkaroo in Polka Dot Shorts, and he played Rotten Ralph. I don't know any of those, really.
No.
So, yeah, Cranky insists that he's never heard of the crystal coconut. And Polly Roger somehow intuits that it's inside the globe.
All I'm saying is that if you're protecting an item of unknown power and influence, why is it the centerpiece of your house?
Yeah, and also, with how many times K. Rool has discovered that that's where it's hidden, why hasn't he moved it? Like, everyone knows it's there by now.
Yeah, I don't know why we needed this whole setup of, like, the parrot revealing the coconut for K. Rool to come swoop it up. He knows it's there. Just take the globe.
What happened, though? Because it seemed like Cranky accidentally opened the globe. Because he says oops right before it opens.
I don't have the coconut, Squidward. Now get out of my house right this second, or I'll... Yes? Oops.
That could just be because it got revealed. He's sitting there saying he doesn't know what it is.
No, but he says oops before it gets revealed. He says oops, and then the globe opens.
I don't expect logic from this show.
Yeah, all right.
Sometimes their mouths move and they aren't saying words yet.
Well,
who knows?
This episode that we had was quite badly out of sync towards the end.
That's true.
So I think that was not necessarily a problem of the show originally. There might just be a bad copy that we had.
What? We got these through totally legitimate means. Why is it not?
I don't know if you can get these through legitimate means. Anyway, yeah, Donkey Kong shows up and kicks the shit out of the pirates off screen, I guess. I liked the way they all ran away. There was something nice about that shot to me.
I like that they split up and went down different gangplanks.
Oh, yeah. And meanwhile, K. Rool's watching all this with a telescope.
Right, the seas part, and K. Rool fires his henchmen straight through it.
Right. This was a good plan. It worked.
It's almost like it was completely on accident.
Yeah, so he has Clump in a barrel cannon, and he fires him directly at the coconut. And then I didn't understand what was happening at first, because he's like slowing down in midair as he approaches the coconut, and he's grabbing at it. But he's on a bungee cord.
It's just perfectly long enough.
Yeah, they've done their research. He snatches the coconut, and then the bungee cord pulls him back into the cannon. And then K. Rool just, like, bundles him up and runs away with it. They win. They did it. Like, they deserve the coconut at this point.
It spends the next 15 minutes wasting our time.
Yes.
This is the most unnecessary part of any episode I've ever seen.
Yeah. It really felt like they had 2 episodes that weren't long enough, and they just mashed them together.
That's why I was like, was this always one long episode, or did they suddenly have to figure out how to fill a whole 23-minute block?
Meanwhile, over at the barrel factory, Candy is doing her job, which apparently is just stamping barrels with either okay or no.
She's quality assurance.
But the barrels are identical.
You don't know that. You don't have years of experience.
I'm not trained to recognize the flaws.
Yeah.
I just like the idea that it's completely arbitrary. just like, I like this one. I don't like that one. I like this one.
This one is killing the vibe.
But Bluster shows up. It's noon. It's time to sexually harass his one employee.
Candy, there's got to be somewhere else that you can work on this island.
Candy seems to be the only person on this island who has a job.
Donkey Kong's job is just generic hero.
That's true, but does he get paid?
He gets paid in bananas.
Yeah, I don't know that there's an economy. What's she working for? Does she get paid in bananas too?
Maybe.
K. Rool shows up to seize the factory, and because he has the coconut, Bluster immediately pledges allegiance to him.
Right, kowtows and switches sides.
K. Rool wants the factory to produce explosive barrels.
This
didn't make any sense.
Make a damn lick of sense.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, one thing I have to say, just to compare this to the game. In the games, the exploding barrels all say TNT on them, and they're like kind of a reddish color.
Mm-hmm.
These barrels have like a starburst pattern on them, which makes them look more like blast barrels, the ones that you fire Kongs out of.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm fine with it because it's a more iconic barrel.
Right. The part that I'm not fine with is that they have this assembly line making explosive barrels that they immediately explode.
Yeah, and deliberately as well. At the beginning, didn't he say he wanted a stockpile of explosive barrels?
Yeah, and it's like, this is supposed to be adding to that means, but every time we see a barrel get stamped, we also see it explode on contact.
Yeah, and he's doing that on purpose. Like, it becomes clear that that's what he wants.
It doesn't make any sense. And this goes on forever.
I know. I actually really liked that. We go back to DK, Diddy, and Cranky still discussing what to do about the missing crystal coconut. And they just start hearing the explosions in the distance.
I don't care how, just get it back. What now?
What a weird day. I'm telling you, something's in the air.
It almost sounds like someone is stupidly and needlessly exploding barrels.
And meanwhile, back at the factory, Bluster is crying about the explosions.
My beautiful barrels, reduced to smithereens. It's enough to make a grown ape weep.
Why are they
he's
blowing
destroying
them
all
up?
of his crops.
And DK shows up and K. Rool's like, we were just having some fun. And then, like, makes the explosions start happening faster.
Yeah. And then they flee to their getaway minecart.
They do, and DK and Diddy jump in another minecart and give chase. And I don't understand. K. Rool says if they can make it back to the factory, they'll be safe. But they just left the factory.
Maybe he means the evil factory.
Is it a factory? What does
I
he
don't
live
know.
in? I never saw it as a factory, but now I'm thinking about it.
I don't know.
I don't know that I saw it as anything.
He just kind of lives in a non-distinct building
It's just like a big cavernous metal building.
that sometimes has a giant vault in it.
It's one of the few places that I don't think we've ever seen the outside of, so I don't really have any context for what it is. You know, is it even on the island, or is it
I don't know.
King K. Rool's lair, a large cave where the Kremlings live? The lair has an industrial look to it, and it also possesses a system of multiple tunnels connected by minecart tracks, reaching many locations of the island, including the White Mountains. It doesn't say it's... Oh, wait. Despite it never being shown on the screen, the episode Get a Life, Don't Save One reveals that there is a factory underneath the main cave of the lair. Okay. So there is a factory.
Wow.
There's two factories. It's just that we never see the other one. We only ever see the barrel factory.
What do they make in the other factory? Candy robots?
It looks like it's only ever described as a place where he's going to send people for forced labor.
Okay.
So maybe they don't make anything. Maybe they just build things and then take them apart and rebuild them again over and over again as a form of punishment.
That sounds about right.
Somehow Bluster is in K. Rool's cart. We never saw him get there, but he's there.
Yeah, like he was hiding out there all along.
And he finds a gun. I couldn't tell what he called it. It sounded like he said plunderbuss or something.
I thought he just said blunderbuss.
Maybe. It's some kind of weird gun. And then...
It's some kind of bus.
Yeah. He threatens K. Rool and Clump with it. And then Clump just beans him with the crystal coconut.
Yeah.
It was so sudden and so funny.
And that's how we resolved that crystal coconut escapade.
Yeah, that's just kind of I don't think K. Rool and Clump appear again for the rest of the episode.
No, they don't. I was surprised how quickly Bluster handed it over. Like,
yes.
You would have thought he'd go a little mad with power.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be like, now I'm the ruler of Congo Bongo, but he really does just hand it straight back over to DK.
Yeah.
He even stops
weird.
them because DK doesn't realize that Bluster has it. He's still chasing K. Rool and Clump for it, and Bluster is like, no, wait, don't follow them. I've got it. Here it is.
Right, after they used the gun I forgot that they had that just shoots tiny lizards that eat things.
Yeah, it shoots like microscopic claptraps for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gun is not explained in this episode, but luckily I remembered the previous episode that featured it.
Yeah. And we kind of see the mechanics at work later with the one claptrap that turns into millions of claptraps.
Right? Yeah. I don't know if that's seeing the mechanics. That just raised more questions.
I'm sorry. What about that is unclear to you? I thought it was perfectly
we'll
good.
get to it. So DK comes back to Cranky with the coconut, and Cranky is trying to get rid of him. And this is my least favorite scene in the whole episode.
Why this one?
Where they just start like, it's so stupid. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
It's bad. This is the scene where I was like, okay, they were working off of someone else's storyboards here.
Yeah, it was very abundantly clear in this one because Cranky was just so unforgivably mean and repeating the same thing.
Yeah. Cranky's trying to get them to leave, and they think he's looking for a password for some reason, and then they just start singing a song and doing a little dance.
Oh, wait a sec. I get it. You need a password. I don't know the password.
I told you you can't come in.
I know. It's the cranky pokey. You put your right foot in and shake it all about. Do the cranky pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Numbskulls.
Yeah, because that was the password.
I didn't like it.
It's because you have no joy in your heart.
This show took the joy in my heart. There was so much joy in my heart during that first song.
Oh yeah, I was so excited. I was like, are we watching the first good Donkey Kong Country episode?
No.
No. No, that has yet to appear on this show.
Cranky is trying to stop them from coming into the shack because the pirates are in the shack, just kind of like hiding behind the door, waiting for DK and Diddy to come in. I don't know.
To stupidly walk in.
I don't know why Cranky had to be coy about it. I don't know why he wasn't just like, the pirates are in here, go away.
Well, because the pirates would kill him. That's the implication.
But he was outside.
He was still, like, sort of within the building.
I don't know.
He was not fully outside.
I think DK could have taken him. Wait,
He's standing in the doorway.
Now that I think about it, how did the pirates get away with it? Because DK beat them up effortlessly earlier on in the episode. And now he's, like, powerless for them to take the coconut.
They have the element of surprise, duh.
Yeah, but he just lets them go.
But what?
He just lets them go.
Yeah, because they have absconded with the coconut. The power is in their hands. The MacGuffin is theirs.
I think at this point, DK is feeling about the same I was at this point, where he's just like, God, so much is happening today.
Just so confused.
This is the third crystal coconut stealing plot that he's dealt with today.
I just switched around to a scene where Donkey Kong's face really says everything. I think that's how we're all feeling about it.
What is he looking at?
I don't know.
He's a million miles away. That's why they got away with it. He had other stuff on his mind.
He's on a different planet.
I went to the barrel factory and Candy didn't speak to me. Are we okay?
I went to the barrel factory and there's just so many exploded barrels. I don't really understand that plot. And now we're back here.
He still
again.
can't hear anything. His ears are ringing from all the explosions.
I thought we were fighting K. Rool, but it's a different guy this time, except for the one that looks like K. Rool.
That's why there was the confusion with Cranky trying to get rid of him as well. He just can't hear anything. He doesn't know what's going on.
What? I can't hear you. It sounded like you said there's pirates over there.
You know, that actually would have been a better way to do it. If he just showed up and his ears were still ringing and Cranky's trying to warn him away and he's like, I can't hear you, Cranky.
That's crazy. We just got the crystal coconut back. I'm going to place it inside.
So back on the pirate ship, the pirates are doing a little dance about having the crystal coconut.
Plunder, pillage, sack, and loot. We stole a coconut from that cranky old coot.
And Funky's here, flying DK and Diddy out on his plane to look for the pirate ship.
And then he's immediately gone.
Apparently they've looped around several times and not seen it, but now they suddenly see it.
The ocean is big, Mike. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, but the island isn't, and they've looped around it several times.
But aren't they just out in the open waters?
Are they? I don't know.
Anytime we see an establishing shot, there's no nearby island.
I just remember them saying that they'd already looked.
Can we really trust this lot?
I suppose not. No, Funky says he's going to splash them down in the ocean next to the ship, but he drops them, and then off screen we just hear a sickening crack as they hit the deck of the ship.
Cool, I'll splash you down right next to the ship. Whoa, bummer! I'm out of here!
He doesn't know if they're alive or not, but he's not going to be anywhere near it when the bodies are found.
No, that's not his problem anymore. He's the pilot.
But unfortunately for us, they are still alive.
Unfortunately for us, the episode continues.
DK and Diddy get captured and sealed in barrels.
Oh no!
Just like in the game.
Yeah, but unlike in the game, there's a claptrap with no teeth singing a song.
Yeah, what's his problem?
Oh, he has no teeth.
So I just want to go through the order of events here for everybody.
Right.
So they're sealed in the barrels, and Kaptain Skurvy says when they get to some shark-infested waters, they're going to drop the barrels in the water.
Yeah.
And then the pirates leave, and then a normal-sized claptrap shows up. This is the first normal-sized claptrap we've seen in the whole series.
Right.
And for some reason, he has the key, and he has a huge pile of bananas.
Well, the bananas are just here in storage.
And then he just starts singing.
Yeah.
And he sings a song about how Skurvy stole his teeth to prevent him from eating the pirate ship.
I like the taste of a pirate ship. A yummy boat filled with gold is so hip. Skurvy took my teeth cause he's afraid of me. He knows I'll eat everything I see. I got a deal that you can't refuse. I got the key, something you can use. If you don't help me, then it looks like we're beat. Someone get my teeth back. I gotta eat.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well, the song is transactional, Mike.
No, I understood that much.
He has the key, and he needs Donkey Kong to go up into the crow's nest and get his teeth, because that's where they're being kept for some reason.
But why is he here?
Because they were friends once upon a time.
Yeah, and then until he stole his teeth and put them in the crow's nest.
Yeah.
Everything about this is just so weird.
You mean, like, why couldn't Claptrap have gone up into the crow's nest himself and gotten his own teeth when there's nothing stopping him?
Also, like, okay, I guess he wears dentures. I don't know, Mel.
What?
Just a lot of stuff that came out of left field for me in this scene, that's all.
I'm sorry, this was telegraphed, like, so well in advance. I don't know how you could have missed it.
When you break up all the points one by one, I'm like, okay, that sounds reasonable. It's just the way they all hit you at once. You know, why does he have the key? He's clearly at odds with the captain. Why is the captain giving him the key?
We don't know that he didn't steal it
Well,
to then use as a bartering chip to get his teeth
I
back.
suppose. Is he bartering for their freedom or is he bartering for the bananas? I was unclear.
Well, one requires the other. Donkey Kong needs to be released to eat the bananas and get his monkey strength.
That's true. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Every time somebody eats something and gets powerful, I just want the Popeye theme to play.
I think that might break some copyrights.
It probably doesn't. I don't think that song's got to be public domain. Like, the original Popeye cartoons are public domain.
What if the estate of Popeye music is very protective of that theme?
I'll fight them. I'll fight Popeye himself.
No, he's got spinach, you dum-dum!
No, you know...
He'll punch you in half!
No, because I know that Popeye would not fight me over this. He would be like... He would see my point.
Would he?
You think Popeye cares about copyright law?
I think Popeye might just want to fight.
No. Popeye's never the aggressor. But if they bring Bluto out, then I might have a problem. Well, then I'll just call Popeye. And he'll help me. I'll put on a dress and I'll say, Popeye, I'm a frail old lady. And Bluto's bullying me.
Popeye!
That was too good. That was too good. Oh. Anyway. So Claptrap frees the Kongs and DK eats the bananas and they fight the well,
they run around from the pirates.
Yeah, Diddy. That's the thing. They come out like they're gonna fight, but then the whole time it just focuses on Diddy and all he's doing is running away.
Yeah, as is his wont.
Until eventually DK steps out and punches the guy chasing him.
And they're like, oh yeah, there was a third one.
Yeah, I actually did think that was funny.
We sure taught them a thing or two. We got all of them.
Yep, both of them.
You know what? Come to think of it, there was a third. Skurvy!
Didn't they have a captain or something?
That was good. That was my favorite, like, deliberately funny thing in this episode.
Yeah. What we have failed to mention is that in all of this hullabaloo, Claptrap has somehow skyrocketed up into the crow's nest and retrieved his own teeth.
Right. I think he tries to help in the fight and he gets, like, thrown up there by one of the pirates.
He gets caught on a rope that quickly ascends up to the crow's nest.
Okay. Yeah.
But, like, why couldn't he have done that without freeing the Kongs?
It's a good question. And one that we will not be examining in any detail.
We're not given any answers, so neither are you.
This is where Skurvy has his cannon. Somehow the cannonball ends up in the crow's nest. It just kind of bounces around and goes up in the crow's nest.
I had to rewatch that scene because I didn't understand the the chain of events that led a cannonball into going up into the crow's nest.
It was a stretch.
Yeah.
But it was up there so that when it's up there, Claptrap can bite some holes in it and send it back down. And then Skurvy knows that he has his teeth back.
Uh-oh.
And then he morphs into a ton of tiny claptraps and eats the ship. I didn't get it. I didn't know that was an ability they had.
Well, clearly it is. 'Cause we've seen it with our own eyes.
I forgot to mention, Claptrap is played by Ron Robin, the same guy who plays Kaptain Skurvy.
Okay.
Just so we know.
So nobody's freaking out or anything.
So we see a shot of the pirates all like sitting on a beach, and I assumed
they were out at open sea when the entire ship was consumed.
I assumed that they were marooned on a desert island, like Cranky said they had been before. But then the camera spins around, and we see that they're just sitting on the beach of Congo Bongo Island.
Right, they're just like over there.
They're just, like close by to DK's house.
It's like they realized that if they had to strand the pirates, that would have meant that DK and Diddy would have been stranded as well. So they're like, how do we resolve this?
I don't think they cared about that. I don't, like, I understand them using the Congo Bongo beach for this shot rather than making a new desert island model.
Mm-hmm.
But they should have cut away at the end instead of having the camera panning over.
To reveal that absolutely nothing has changed.
Yeah, they're just resident. They don't have a ship anymore, so they're just resident here now, I guess.
Yeah, that's how they come back to keep hassling the Kongs.
Yeah. And DK and Diddy are watching the sunset on the pier, which really reminded me of Sonic and Tails watching the sunset at the end of that Sonic Boom episode we watched.
I'd already forgotten that was a thing.
Yeah, that's how that episode ended as well.
But it didn't end with Claptrap basically threatening to eat the crystal coconut.
Oh, what? I thought he was threatening to eat them.
That was not my takeaway.
Okay.
Yikes, Claptrap. You're not still hungry, are ya?
That first course was a little salty. I'm not in the mood for dessert.
Woo-wee.
Yet.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought that the threat was aimed at DK and Diddy, because Claptraps would eat you in the game.
Yeah, but they don't seem to be particularly flesh hungry in this show.
No, they definitely seem to prefer to eat houses and boats.
Yeah, and minecarts.
Yeah.
But like when Claptrap first appears, Donkey Kong is like shielding the crystal coconut from him.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't take that in. Oh, Claptrap. He'll be back.
Oh, Donkey Kong Country.
This specific Claptrap is a recurring character too.
Oh, joy.
So yeah, that's the end. As you said earlier, I have the note here that this felt like 2 episodes mashed together.
Yeah, but like not in a way that you would think. There is an episode sandwiched between a different episode.
Yeah. I definitely get the impression that this was 2 half episodes, half-baked ideas for episodes. They were like, we've got the pirate episode, but I don't know, I can't think of anything else to flesh it out. And then somebody else was like, well, I've got this exploding barrel episode, but I can't think of anything else to flesh mine out.
This episode was the Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders of Donkey Kong Country episodes. Where they just stuck 2 completely different movies together and wrapped it all in a bow that was a weird monkey toy.
That's such a great summary for anyone who has no idea what you're talking about.
Everybody should watch the Mystery Science Theater episode, Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders.
And then, once you've done that, watch every other Mystery Science Theater episode.
Yeah. Especially
Manos, The Hands of Fate.
See, I like that episode, but it's also a super boring movie. And it's hard to get through.
It is.
That would not be my top recommendation.
What's your top recommendation? Actually, I don't know that I have a top recommendation, because I feel like every episode of Mystery Science Theater has a lot of parts that I love and then a lot of like boring parts as well, because they're bad movies.
Yeah, but some of them are more densely boring than others.
That's true.
Like, one of my personal favorites is Squirm. That is a great bad movie.
Which one is Squirm?
The one where there are like killer worms.
I might not have seen that one.
Oh, it's good.
If I have, I don't remember it.
I think that's the one that has Coily as the short beforehand.
Oh, well then I have seen that one. It's just that Coily overshadowed all of the rest of it. That's the thing. A lot of my favorite Mystery Science Theater stuff is the shorts.
True.
And I think because they're short, it's like easier to pack in the fun. I love is it a Date with Your Family? Is that the one?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites ever.
I love the one with the bread salesman. I don't remember what it's called, but it's wild.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Do you have any questions for me, Mel?
Must I?
Yeah.
Must I inquire of the legacy?
Oh, you're going to want to hear at least one of the things.
Uh-oh. Do go on.
So the Pirates and Claptrap will all be back in later episodes, as I've mentioned.
Right.
Kaptain Skurvy and Polly Roger both appear, along with most of the characters from this show, in the Japanese Donkey Kong trading card game, released in 1999 to promote Donkey Kong 64.
Okay.
So these characters appear alongside Chunky and Lanky and Tiny in this trading card game. And the Scottish pirate metal band Alestorm
I know Alestorm.
did a cover of the song from the beginning of this episode.
I'll make you smoke the dead till then I'll throw you in the drink. I swear I'll make you walk the plank to right the wrong you did. The day you mess with Skurvy, I wish you're never born. When the coconut is mine, then you'll feel his fiery scorn.
I literally thought about sending that song to my brother because he likes that pirate metal stuff. And like he has this VR game that we play at a lot of our family events where you have to row a boat to Valhalla, and it's a drumming rhythm game that's full of like sea shanties and Viking songs. I was like, I bet he would love this stupid Donkey Kong song.
It looks like it's from an album called Curse of the Crystal Coconut, so...
That's incredible. Why does Scottish band Alestorm know of this song and this Donkey Kong?
Why shouldn't they? Yeah, Curse of the Crystal Coconut, their 6th album, released in May 2020.
Oh, Alestorm, you guys are crazy. I bet he's probably heard this song, come to think of it. Be like, that's from a Donkey Kong episode, right?
You gotta tell him. You gotta text him right now.
I have to break the news.
It's really good, though.
Yeah, it's a bop.
You gotta tell me when you tell your brother.
When I break the news?
Yeah, you gotta tell me what his reaction is.
I'm sorry to tell you, but you've actually been listening to Donkey Kong music this whole time.
Do you think that would be a problem for him, though? Because I don't.
No, I don't.
I think that might make him like it more. Well, happy 30th anniversary Donkey Kong Country. I'm probably gonna play the game again.
This is a good game.
Yeah. I've never finished the first one.
Oh, the first one's so hard.
Actually, I've never finished any of the Super Nintendo ones, come to think of it.
I think I've beaten Diddy's Kong Quest.
But did you beat it all the way?
I did not get all the coins, no.
You didn't get to the Lost
World. I
World.
didn't do all the super secrets, no.
Okay, here's my record, right? I'm pretty sure whenever I play Donkey Kong Country, I think I usually give up around the ruins, which is not that far in. Donkey Kong Country 2, I'm better with. I like that one a little bit more.
I love the second one.
Yeah.
The first one is mostly nostalgia.
Yeah, the second one is my personal favorite. But I always get stuck at the end of the roller coaster beehive world. You know the one.
I do, because I replay the roller coaster levels all the time.
Yeah, but then the beehive half of that world is a nightmare.
But then you take the roller coaster into the beehive.
I just love, like, most of the worlds in that game have a very clear theme. It's like, this is pirate ship world, this is lava world, and then you get to roller coaster and beehive world.
Well, the bees went crazy and they encased an amusement park in their hive.
Yeah. It's a good game, though. I love that game. And that one has my favorite soundtrack of the three as well.
Yeah.
I've never made it very far into the third one. I just can never get into it.
I've only briefly played it, yeah. It doesn't have the same feel.
No, there's something wrong with it. I don't know what it is. Because I know people who insist that that's the best of the three. But I don't know. Whenever I try and play it, I'm like, I don't feel like I know where to go. I don't like these characters.
I just don't have the same affinity for Kiddy Kong as Diddy or Donkey.
No. Or even Dixie. Like, I like Dixie less than Diddy and Donkey
Dixie.
as well. But,
Dixie can fly!
yeah, no, she's great. But I don't like her as much as DK and Diddy. And she's not enough to keep me invested on her own, you know?
Yeah. I guess.
I am glad that she's back, though. The last Donkey Kong Country Returns game brought her back, which I thought was nice.
Yeah.
She's in this show, right? But we've only seen her once.
Yeah. Doesn't she only show up in, like, season 2 or something?
No, because we haven't watched any of season 2, but I know we've seen her once.
Oh, I don't know. I can't keep track of these shows.
No, I think she's just rarely appears. And she looks weird, right?
Yeah.
I remember her not looking like Dixie. Oh well. We'll come
We'll
back.
see her again someday.
Yeah, we'll come back
when I
to this
demand
show.
we watch Donkey Kong Country.
There's plenty more. I've got plenty more episodes of this for us to cover.
Good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. If you would like to support our show and help us to make it good, you can head to patreon.com/superbreakfastfriendsclub and sign up for giving us money. Here are some of the people who already do that.
Who we've duped.
Jamie Core, Mark Kelly, and our Club Mesmeron, Marley the Changeling.
Whoa!
We finally reached the point where Mel is no longer taken aback by me saying Club Mesmeron.
No, I am still taken aback by it. That was the part I was woeing at.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't as much of a genuine woe as we've had the last couple times.
No, I fought off the initial shock.
Okay.
I'll never get over it.
You can find me on the internet. I'm Skull Pirate Mike. I'm mostly on Blue Sky and Twitch now. Come and say hi.
Yeah, go heckle him, because I'm not there.
Mel is nowhere. Don't look for her. You won't like what you find.
You will have to traverse deep into my spidery lair, and I will sting you and mummify you by sucking your juices out.
Bye. Some people are going to take that the wrong way.
I know. But how else am I supposed to be a spider without somebody ruining that for me?
I know. They're going to be very disappointed when they find out what you actually meant.
That I'm actually going to suck all of the blood and marrow from their body and they will be skeletons suspended in web for the rest of eternity.
Yeah. But hey, there's at least one person out there who's into that.
For sure.
Train me, Daddy.
No, I'm not your father.
I did the paternity test.
Quit following me around, kid.